we take things off the table all the time, winners and losers, and hopefully at the end of the day, we end up being more green than we are red. Okay, so listen. At this point, you know what I'm going to do, because I know Chris has been here for a little bit with me, and he's very generous to spend a lot of time with us this afternoon, and I'm kind of excited to bring him in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick intro for Chris here, and just to give you a little bit of background here. Chris Versace is he's a colleague of mine over at Real Money, and he writes extensively for Real Money and other publications as well too, including Forbes, Eagle, Daily, and the Street.com. His main gig though is this Power Trend Profits, and I've had a chance to talk to Chris about this and see what he's doing, and he's just an absolutely brilliant product that he has here at chrisversace.com. He uses his strength and background really just to nail winners left and right. All right, and I've seen some of the winners that he's come up with, and we're not talking about small winners here. We're talking about big, fat, giant winners, not just with options, but with stocks as well too. I think, though, however, the best feature about Chris's product is his Power Talk series, and he's going to come in and talk about that in just a couple of minutes. You can hear it on iTunes anytime or on his website. It's here that Chris talks with CEOs and executives and does these special talks where he uncovers great nuggets of information. I've heard a few of these, and I can tell you right now they're brilliant. He's been at it for many years on both sides of the aisle here. He has experience, and you want to follow and know his stuff. He's out there to help others learn, and that's the thing that really attracted me to Chris, talking to him, just not today, but regularly. He's a regular, normal guy who has no axe to grind, and he really isn't trying to trick or hurt anybody. He just wants to get out there and help everybody learn and maybe make a few bucks as well. So as you know, as you've heard from me in the past, Chris is the typical of the kind of guy that I like to surround myself with and talk to and support whenever I possibly can. We all know what happens, but it takes a certain person just to step out and teach, right? Shows you how to avoid those potholes we all seem to see that come in our way and come in our path. But I really like the approach he takes, which is easy to follow, and I promise you'll not be disappointed following him on his site or Twitter. He's at Chris Versace on Twitter. Versace. Recently, Chris and I did a Twitter chat together for Real Money. It went real smoothly. It was the first one they did, and it got such good reviews. I've decided to have him join with us today. So, Chris, you there?
I'm here, Bob. Thanks for having me. You promised a lot with that setup there.
I set the bar really high there, didn't I, Chris?
You did. I mean, big fat winners, great guy, love to support him. I'm pretty much done, Bob.
No, you can't get any better than that, can it? Right?
No, you can't. You did a great job. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, Chris, just tell everybody about yourself. Tell them what you do, and I have your webpage up, the frequently asked questions over here, and just kind of we'll just kind of go back and forth and dialogue and talk as we go along here. But just tell everybody what you do and what what your service is about.
Sure. So I write two subscription products. One is called Power Trend Profits. It's a monthly newsletter with weekly updates, and it's long only. It's pretty much equities for the most part. For the most part, also U.S.-based equities. And what I do is I use what I call power trends, which is the intersection of economics, demographics, psychographics, the impact of technology on a number of different areas. And I try to look at the emerging trends, what the shift is in consumer behavior, and identify companies that are really capitalizing on that. The nice thing about it is if we were to do it long and short, you would say, Bob, that if it's kicking out winners, well, it must identify companies that are being left behind, or I would call losers. And that's absolutely true. A great example is, people have asked me about, always on, always connected. And that really refers to not just, smartphones and tablets. That was very, very true when I first came out with that power trend. But now we're seeing a whole new range of devices being connected. And I just saw one this morning that said there's a Wi-Fi enabled coffee pot. And when we think about these things, we start thinking about